right, welcome back to another episode of Unsinkable Theory, a show where we talk about our favorite movies and moments, and then we decide if they are sinkable or unsinkable. So what did we watch today?
Detective Pikachu!
Ooh, yeah. What do we think? I mean, it was fun. Like, it was obviously like a kind of a kid's movie, but...
It's definitely, you could definitely see that it was a kid's movie in just its feel, but there were some good jokes in the comedy from Ryan Reynolds' portrayal of Pikachu. You could see, and I think he even tweeted this, that you'll be able to see some hints of his Deadpool character in this Detective Pikachu character, and you could see it a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely has that, like, I don't know how to describe it the best way, but it's almost like kind of like a whisper when he delivers his jokes.
Yeah.
Almost like if you've seen him in Deadpool, obviously you kind of know what I'm talking about. But he did that in this one too. Pretty much the whole time. I mean, it's a good way to deliver.
Like even
comedy.
in the trailer, that's very twisty. He like whispers that. Yeah.
I was waiting for Danny DeVito to be Pikachu at any moment. Just like halfway through the movie, he just cuts to bam, Danny DeVito.
You want to open the cards?
Oh yeah, I pre-opened them.
Pre-opened cards.
So they'd be ready.
They
they're
handed
gonna
out
open the cards
card
for me,
packs
so.
at the beginning or at the ticket booth.
Detective Pikachu, holographic. I know you probably can't see it. Coffee break is a move. Psyduck, holographic as well, and it gets panic. Where's the other one?
Shit.
Where's the other one?
How many were there total?
There's two in
There's
each.
just two,
Two
I
in
guess.
each.
In each. Detective Pikachu again. I'm guessing everyone gets Detective Pikachu.
Probably gets
And
one
then,
of those.
a holographic Charizard. I mean, Charmander. My bad. It's pretty cool. I remember when the first movie came out
Pokemon 2000.
20 years ago.
Gosh.
I think it was called Pokemon the first movie. Pokemon 2000 is the second movie.
Oh, okay.
I have all the promo cards from that still down in a bin in a binder in the basement.
That's the only other Pokemon movie or content I've ever seen. I never saw like the animated show, anything like that. The games, nothing.
We used to frequent the anime show when we were younger.
Up till
and
about-
still-
I know you guys were
The
big
first
on Pokemon.
quarter of Johto is when we stopped. It was like the third season that we really stopped watching, honestly.
Yeah.
And then we saw a few of maybe the third to fourth movie.
Yeah, and you've been playing the game still.
I played X and Y.
Oh, I was gonna say like 2016. You probably stopped.
Yeah, X and Y. I mean, I didn't play.
But then you had like Pokemon Go and all that, and that was
Yeah,
popular.
that's right, we did Pokemon Go.
Popular for like 6 months, and then people realized they were just walking around in like dark alleyways at night. They're like, "Why the fuck
It was
am I
pretty
walking
fun.
around?"
Pokemon Go was really fun. It was a cool
It
part.
had a good.
I wonder if they
3-4 month
did any
run.
of. Do you think they did an event for?
I think they did. They
a Detective Pikachu. event?
Niantic has really kept that game, I guess, updated versus the kind of really broken release that it had. Even though everyone played it the most when it was the most broken.
Yeah.
You'll still see people playing it. You're just like, oh, I bet that person's playing Pokemon Go. You see their fingers spinning. You're like,
walking
oh,
around.
yep.
So the movie itself, though, I mean, it was super predictable. I thought, anyway. I know, like, even in one part, you were like, "Oh, the spoiler. Oh, the gas is in the balloon."
Yeah.
You
As
know.
soon as I saw them, you could tell because they had the corporation
they showed
truck.
the name,
They showed the name of the
Clifford
truck, and it was filling up the
Industries.
balloons. I was like, oh, it's gonna be full
Yeah.
of gas. And even what are they called? The Terra Turtle or
Toteras.
Toteras, yeah.
Torteras. When she was like, these ones look normal size. I
Oh,
don't
the
get
gr-
it. And then they
because it
like
was-
showed like a pan over the lab that they were in, and I
Yeah.
saw all the trees, and I was like, I bet they're on top of
One
a
of
giant
them. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
Torterra.
I didn't really
I
think
even
that was gonna
said
happen.
it.
I just thought it
Yeah,
was a
I
failed
said it.
experiment. Like they were trying to experiment. I did not
Right.
expect
I didn't think that
to
either.
be 6 because like
I didn't expect there to be 6. I thought like the lab was built on top of
Like some
just
Avatar,
one big
like big old. What was it called in Avatar? The show, Lion Turtles.
Oh yeah,
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, they were in the show. There's giant lion turtles that are basically like the size of little islands.
yeah, I was like, those things are probably just as dangerous as Mewtwo are.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
They're
going to be
huge.
6 of them. I thought it was just going to be
Some
like
thick
one.
boys.
For a second, I thought it was like just what Pikachu said, that these are just psychosis from Psyduck's attack. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He did a big confusion attack or whatever. And I was like, oh, we're getting some.
When they were escaping, did you notice that they just like walked out? I don't know. It was just something that just like got in my head.
There
like,
was
they just ran
there
right
was
out.
some definite like blatant plot holes towards the end of the movie just to get it to that final.
I don't know if I'd call
fight.
them holes because.
Well, no, because
But just like kind of like,
well,
all right, yeah.
when
Like
Mewtwo
lazy-
gets captured, Tim, the main character, is just standing there,
Yeah.
and they just let him go.
Yeah, I even said that. I was like,
Well, they didn't want him. They didn't want
I
him.
leaned over and I was like,
he
why would they not want him? He's onto it.
yeah, capture him, and then they could have just captured him and took him to
And just tied
the
him up.
dad. Well, he goes to the dad. He's like, oh, I gotta go tell Harry or whatever his name is. But they could have just had a scene where the Ditto like grabs him and takes him there himself, and it would have eliminated that plot hole of him
it's nitpicky stuff that doesn't really matter.
Him and Pikachu needed to break up.
To the old.
Well, yeah, okay, but still,
They
like,
had to end the second act somehow.
still, like, that it just creates a plot hole. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, if that's what you call a plot hole.
Well, I'm
I
not
wouldn't
saying
call it.
like
I wouldn't
it
call
didn't.
I wouldn't call it a plot hole, but it was just like one of those things where you're like, really, they could have written it better.
It
Okay.
didn't affect. I think it didn't really affect how much I enjoyed the movie, and to say I enjoyed the comedy. I really enjoyed seeing this Pokemon world brought to the big screen and like fleshed out a little bit. Being able to see all the wild Pokemon, like the Pidgey and the Oddish and stuff.
And live action, too.
All the Bulbasaur in that one scene, that was really cool. And then seeing the Pokemon together with the people as well. I kind of would have wanted to see more Pokemon battle. Like if they would have done like that Gengar and the Blastoise fighting. That was awesome. And the Gengar looked amazing. How he was showing his teeth and smiling and dancing around.
I think people forget, since it's like a cartoon or video game, that Gengar is actually a ghost that's like a glob of like poison. He's like a poison ghost.
Yeah.
And these things are like dangerous.
He's
too.
like a gassy,
Like,
poisonous ghost.
Pokemon are dangerous.
It was sweet. It was awesome. Just the world that they built. And I'm kind of excited to see not just generally a sequel to Detective Pikachu, but just more live action Pokemon movies would be amazing.
I didn't really like the kid that
The
much.
Tim?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I liked him really.
I
Like the character was
I
fine.
think he was
just-
meant to be there to
just
be
to
across
be there.
all. Well, I think they picked. Do you not like the character written or the actor?
the actor.
Okay, I think
The
they-
character's fine.
I think they picked the actor because he's able to cross so many demographics. As like,
so being a mixed kid.
yeah, being a mixed kid.
I'll say it.
I literally
a mixed kid.
They wanted that to cross demographics. I totally feel this. Because then it's like, how old is he supposed to be? He looks
He
maybe
was
like
supposed
he
to
could
be 21.
He was
older.
20 he was about to turn 21 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I saw that in the birthday
Yeah.
card, but I didn't realize how old the birthday card might have been.
And
but-
you guys were like surprised that he was mixed, and I was like, dude, he works in insurance.
Well, no, I just didn't put two and two together because they show.
I
the
didn't
picture-
actually think.
Oh,
They show the
Ronald-
picture of his mom and his grandma. They're obviously black, but I didn't even think about
I
that
have a
his
big- I have a
dad.
really good question,
Spoiler
actually.
would to be
So-
Ryan Reynolds in the end.
Yeah, I thought he was just a voice.
so his dad was his dad pretending to be Pikachu, or did they not? He did not know.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he knew.
So what happened was that like he was dying, right? Mewtwo
Yeah.
came up and was like,
I'm gonna put his
Pikachu
body in
requested.
there.
He's like, hey, can you save him? And I'm guessing he was like, the only way I can save him is to put his soul inside of you. And Pikachu was like, all right, do it. But then he erased
So
his
it
memory
was his
too.
dad, but his dad didn't know that he was his
Yeah,
dad. He thought
and-
he was a Pikachu.
And yeah.
Yo, that'd be weird.
And then he erased his memory. That's why he couldn't
Okay.
use his powers, I think, too.
Oh,
Because he didn't know how to do an electric
yeah.
shock.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't.
That's solid. I was just curious. I was
They
like,
they
huh,
kind of
I don't
explained that. I understood it when we saw it in the film.
I just didn't understand if his dad was playing like pretending or not. I understood the
I
whole
don't
like
think so. I think he had
transfer
amnesia.
consciousness. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when they're escaping, what would you call them? The Terra,
Terra.
Torterra?
There you go.
whatever they're
It's
called.
T.O. Terra.
Did he not make like a 50-foot jump straight down
Yeah.
and
he
not
did.
get hurt?
He landed on
There's a
soft
lot of
ground.
things that
it was like
happen
soft. It
where
was like
they-
soft dirt.
You'd break something.
It was
You're getting
dirt.
some fractures.
It was dirt.
You're getting some fractures.
Oh,
No.
I mean,
Oh, well, Pikachu is about to die from getting... You saw a little rock. I thought it was a joke when that little rock hit him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke. I understand, like,
The pebble was
Pikachu
like
is
that big.
4 times weak to rock. I get that. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be the joke.
no, I think that's why it hurt him so much.
Really? Is that the joke?
That's when I was sitting there. I was like, well, he is weak to rock. So
Because it was a rock like this big.
Yeah, it was small. It was seriously like half the size of your phone. It was probably like that big.
Because what if he was in a battle with an Onyx? Like, and the Onyx is huge, and when it hit him, like, would he die? Just die?
But then
It's
when
death.
he was getting healed, you saw like his inside. So maybe like
Ruptured.
internal bleeding or something. I don't know.
Once again, it is a kids movie, but I was just
but
it's a rock. It's a little rock.
But I was laughing when I saw that. I was like, wait.
I thought it was gonna be a joke.
Wait a
Like I thought like
second.
a Deadpool style comment was gonna happen. Like
I
like
thought
he
he
was
was-
gonna make a mention like, oh, I'm 4 times the week to rock.
Well,
or
I thought he
something.
was like straight up gonna die too because he was doing that little death rattle.
It is within the first season, I believe, of the Kanto series, the first Pokemon series, where they go to a Bulbasaur garden, and there's like a big Venusaur's in charge of all of them. I was like, oh, cool, we're about to go to a Bulbasaur garden. And I was like, oh, it's just Mewtwo.
Mewtwo's
just
just hiding
Mewtwo.
out, like Osama bin Laden. Hiding out in a cave.
Oh, speaking of caves, those purple Pokemon that were at the battle that were beatboxing, I thought that was so cool.
That was
because
cool.
they are a sound like Pokemon that their whole
Right.
thing's about shooting air bursts.
It makes sense that they
And-
could be speakers, basically.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then I just realized now that they're speakers. I kept saying, why do we see all these Loudron everywhere? This is what they're called, Loudron. And like, why don't we see their final evolved form that has like a whole bunch of like more like holes on them to shoot air out? And it's called Explodron, I think.
Because maybe they just use them for speakers.
Well, I think it's
Too
because
loud.
their ears make them look more like speakers. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I was like, why do we keep seeing like that Pokemon's a cave Pokemon too? I'm like,
Because they were walking around everywhere.
and yeah, I'm like these Pokemon are everywhere. Every shot, I feel like
Yeah.
every other shot had a Loudron in it. I thought that was so weird.
Also, a little thing that I noticed in a lot of movies, like, recently, that anytime they show, like, a police headquarters, it's always, like, a fucking giant-ass building. Are police
What's
headquarters,
supposed to be a
like...
city.
Okay,
so-
but that police headquarters was, like, 20 stories.
Okay, they need a lot of police. They got to put Pokemon inside.
I just feel
too.
like I feel like in real life you don't... Do you, like, is that a thing?
This
in real
isn't
life?
real life.
Well, I mean, there was people in it. It's a
Pokemon
version of real
movie.
life. Maybe it's a Marvel... maybe
Police
it's Marvel
headquarters in the
multiverse.
games, I think, are pretty big. They're usually bigger buildings in the games.
Do you know what I'm saying? Though, like in movies, you always
Yeah,
see...
you're right. They show a big giant building next to the entire
Like,
building.
usually it's like a 3, maybe 4-story building. It's usually not like 20 stories. Like
Maybe this was-
in the skyline.
I could see potentially the headquarters for the entire city being in a larger building.
And then you have precincts, maybe.
And then you have smaller precincts. That'd be 3 to 4.
I could see
floors.
that. And then also, like, so when did he start that city? Because he got sick, like, because they made like the video
Yeah.
look like it was in like maybe the early 90s or late 80s, mid 80s, something like that. So what? He built an entire city in 30 years.
That
feel
was
like
another
that'd
thing.
be-
They were celebrating the 10th year of the city. That was the thing. It was the 10th
Oh,
year.
did they say that?
Yeah, it was the 10th year.
You
And
gotta think
it was like,
they
wait,
have all the help from Pokemon and stuff too.
I
help.
guess.
I guess it
but
could have
that-
been an existing city.
But that was like a sprawling metropolis, like New York City, Tokyo sized.
Well, that's the thing. You can
built
bring
in
out
10
the
years.
goodness of everyone by everyone working together. It could have been a big city that he was able to transform by the
Might have already
politicians.
been
and pass
might have already
laws.
been like a Chicago-sized city.
Yeah.
It could have been. Yeah, that is possible. They could have renamed the city and had it be different, something different.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I wasn't totally sold on the two main characters casting wise.
Yeah,
It just didn't.
the
really
girl was
fit.
okay.
I don't know. It was just kind
She
of.
was okay. I think they were both okay.
She was acting like that. You gotta remember, it's a kids movie. Like,
It is a kids movie. I forget, but
I feel that they were both because obviously this isn't like this movie wasn't for people that were coming to see. What was his name? Tim.
yeah.
They're not coming here to see Tim. They're coming here to see Pikachu and all the
Yeah.
other Pokemon. So I understand why they just get like somebody and just pay them like the industry minimum or whatever they paid them. You know what I mean? Like, because they don't need
Probably.
anybody
Was-
good.
wasn't he the
and
guy
They gotta pay
in-
Ryan Reynolds.
Wasn't Tim the guy that was in Jurassic World? Wasn't he like the nerd in Jurassic World?
oh, he
No.
was
The second Jurassic World?
Yeah,
Oh,
Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom.
oh maybe.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
If you say so. Yeah,
Yeah,
I only watched it once and I vowed to never watch that movie again. Because why would you make a movie about dinosaurs and you set half the movie inside of a mansion where dinosaurs can't fit except for one? Anyway, we're not talking
We're
about
not
that.
talking about that movie.
We're talking about Detective Pikachu. But I would say the positive things for this movie, world building, and just seeing the Pokemon, like live action Pokemon, was really cool.
It was cool.
I thought it was
Pretty good comedy.
I understand at this point.
It was
obviously,
entertaining.
Humans are technologically evolved, but just the fact that like all the legendary Pokemon iconography is everywhere. Everyone knows about these legendary Pokemon. It's just in the game they're like so hidden and stuff. And it's just like, oh no, this dude just got statues of them. And then there's that sign and he had a poster in his room that said Articuno versus Steelix. Kanto World Championship. And I was just like, oh, Articuno's supposed to be like a legendary Pokemon. Someone actually owns Articuno.
Maybe.
But
big corporations pay and they get the best catchers.
That's true. Then again, and the TV show that kind of did legendaries weird, where like there are multiple legendaries, but then like one of the legendary, like so let's say there's a whole bunch of Articunos, like there's a population of them, but one of them is like the chosen Articuno. That's like Articuno, I guess. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
The Articuno.
It's like the Articuno, and then there's a whole there's a whole population of certain legendaries, and they have, but then one of them is like, for whatever reason, mythically put up as the legendary one.
That was in the TV show?
Yeah, they did that because there some random ass dude had an Articuno.
So
and then Lugia had a whole family.
When you just mentioned like technological advancement, it made me remember I loved the super convenient plot device. Oh, we have this hologram technology that can see shit that nobody else can see. Okay, well, how'd you get that? So, like, how his idea of like the master race was just turning into Pokemon.
Who wants to be a Psyduck?
Who wants to be a Pokemon?
I mean, if I could be a thinking human inside of, I don't know.
Maybe if we were
you want to be a Mewtwo.
I was gonna say maybe if we were all Mewtwo, maybe.
I'd be an Arceus.
I don't know.
That's God.
Growlithe.
Oh, yeah, so that's what Pikachu said. Pikachu said something about like, oh, my Arceus or something like that. I was like, that's good. That's good. The God Pokemon.
Anything else in your notes you want to talk about?
No, we covered it. Big Torteras.
Okay.
Pikachu, 4 times weakness. I put too many Oh, I felt like, so like, and once again, it's a little nitpick. Like Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, they're supposed to be like rare Pokemon, but they're just everywhere in this city. Like usually the starting Pokemon, like the little Trico, the little green guy that was like a gecko, like you saw him crawling around actually quite a bit. Like they're everywhere. I'm like, I thought these were supposed to be like rare. Granted, these are like the icons, mascots for their games, but like these are supposed to be the rare Pokemon. Why are they everywhere?
I wonder if they did that because they know it's like where Pokemon are safe. They can come and live in the city.
Oh, that's true.
Or it's like you said, they're the icon Pokemon. There's the Pokemon that everybody knows.
I was surprised.
Like Jordan probably knows what a Charmander is.
I've seen a Charmander.
And a Bulbasaur.
I was surprised at how many Charmander there were in that last shot.
Yeah, like those big 5.
Yeah,
they got a show. Okay. Verdict. Who wants to go first? You go first?
I thought it was Unsinkable. I like the Pokemon designs. I would like to see more Pokemon designs. Like, I don't know. I guess I just want like a BBC style Planet Earth documentary of Pokemon.
That would be amazing.
Of these Pokemon is living in the wild and doing like battles and stuff.
That would be amazing.
That's what I want. But I'll go with Unsinkable.
Unsinkable.
I mean, it's not really a hard choice. Unsinkable.
Okay.
I think I will say Unsinkable as well. I think it's a good franchise starter for a Pokeverse, and I look forward to see what other movies they can put out.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Unsinkable as well. I mean, from an outsider, like I don't know anything about Pokemon, anything like that. It was fun enough to watch. Would I pay like IMAX Thursday night premiere? Probably not. But I mean, yeah, like Tyler said, they can make more movies. They can maybe explore some slightly more mature stuff later on. If the franchise does well enough that they can actually make money on these films, and they can make more, and they can keep some of the more kid-friendly stuff and maybe do more mature stuff down the line. They can keep following Mewtwo, because from what I remember from the original movie, that movie was kind of dark a little bit. Maybe it's because we were so young it felt dark.
Well, no, it was the whole. So obviously, Pokemon in a whole is really about capturing animals from the wild
that don't want to be captured,
and then forcing them to fight. So then that whole movie with Mewtwo is like fighting's bad. Like, and then so everyone there in the island's like, fighting's bad. We shouldn't make Pokemon to fight. But then Mewtwo wipes everyone's mind, and then everything's back to normal. So everyone learned a lesson, and then literally everyone forgot the lesson. Because obviously, if you start your first movie with Pokemon fighting is bad, then you don't have a series anymore.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is don't wipe people's minds.
Yeah, fair.
So we have a unanimous Unsinkable. All right, any last things to say?
No. Planet Earth Pokemon coming soon.
Planet Earth Pokemon.
Let's get the funding.
They're doing a remake, like a remastered, like 3D anime version of the original Pokemon movie this summer.
All right,
So if we can get 5 likes, we'll go see it and do a movie on it.
Do a show. Huh?
One more subscriber and we'll go see.
Do a show on it.
All right, see you guys later.